The Three Little Pigs. On the top of a hill there stood a red-roofed house. This, the oldest of the three little pigs, was lazy Buta. Next came greedy Tonkichi. The third and youngest of the three brothers was hard-working Koro-chan. One day, Mother Pig spoke to the piglets. "You've all grown up now, and it's time for you to build your own homes." Encouraged by their mother, the three piglets left home full of vitality. They traveled around, trying to find somewhere to build houses for themselves. Lazy Buta gathered lots of straw from the fields, and in next to no time he had put up his own straw house. "It's really no trouble at all," he said to himself. After erecting his house, Buta summoned Tonkichi and Koro-chan and proudly showed them his achievement. "What do you think of my house? I put it up in a jiffy. Now I'll be able to have a long siesta." Buta was really proud of himself. Greedy Tonkichi wasn't one to be beaten, and set about erecting his own house. He gathered lots of brushwood and hammered it, rat-a-tat-tat, rat-a-tat-tat, all together with nails. "Well, that's done then," he said to himself before going off to find something to eat. Koro-chan was very impressed by his elder brother's prowess. They finished the job much faster than him. But he said to himself, "I'll build a strong house made of solid brick." He went off to gather the bricks and carted them back to where he was going to build his house. Bricks were heavy, and he nearly gave way under the weight. He collected bricks from wherever he could find them. He then piled them one on top of the other and built the walls. Seeing him work so hard, Buta and Tonkichi turned up, humming to themselves, and looked at how he was getting on. "Koro-chan, you still haven't finished building your house." "You're a right lazy bones," said Buta and Tonkichi. Koro-chan replied, "It takes a long time to build a house of bricks, but it's strong, and it'll stand up to the most violent storm." "You'll never get it finished," said the two elder brothers as they went off to play. Heave-ho! Heave-ho! Koro-chan worked hard until dark fell. "At last! It's finished!" he said. Next day, the piglets went to tell their mother that they'd finished building their houses. They were furtively followed back on their way home by a hungry wolf. "This looks like a tasty meal. They'll get away if I attack them all at once. So I'll eat them one by one after they get back home." The wolf first went to Buta's straw house and knocked at the door. Buta looked out the window. "Oh, it's a wolf! How terrifying!" Buta locked the door. "Hey, you idiot! I can blow your house away with a single breath." The wolf blew hard, and the house blew away in an instant.
No! Help!
Buta rushed away and escaped to Tonkichi's brushwood house. The two piglets locked the door and quaked with terror in a corner of the house. The wolf charged at the house, which soon began to fall apart.
Nothing could be simpler than knocking down a house like this.
Bang! Crash! Wallop!
Ah! Let's get away!
The brushwood house disintegrated, and the two piglets rushed away in the direction of Koro-chan's house. The two piglets escaped into the brick house and locked the door. They were still trembling with fear.
You've got nothing to worry about. This house is as solid as they come,
said Koro-chan. Outside the house, the hungry wolf charged at the brick wall, determined to gobble up all three piglets.
Wow! That hurt!
In frustration, he eventually had to give up. The two elder brothers were overjoyed that the wolf had skunked away. But Koro-chan said that it was still too early for them to feel secure, and that the wolf would try to attack again.
What are we going to do?
They wondered.
I've got a good idea,
said Koro-chan. Koro-chan told them to pick up some large stones. Grumbling to themselves, the two elder brothers did as they were told.
Put the stones on the roof.
The three piglets arranged the stones on the roof. The wolf soon returned with a hammer.
I'll use this to break down the walls.
The wolf started hammering away on the walls. Bang! 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 The house began to shake, and this brought down all the stones on the roof on top of the wolf. Seriously injured, the wolf was livid, but had no intention of giving up.
Right then, I'll get dressed up as Santa Claus and go down the chimney. The piglets will never expect that.
Disguised as Santa Claus, the wolf climbed onto the roof.
Look! Santa Claus has come,
said Tonkichi as he gazed excitedly out of the window.
Santa Claus comes at Christmas in December. That's the wolf, dressed up to look like Santa Claus,
said Koro-chan. The elder brothers turned to Koro-chan for a suggestion about what they should do. Koro-chan got his brothers to start up a fire in the hearth. He then placed a large pot above the fire and boiled some water in it. Trying to make its way down the chimney, the wolf fell, splash, into the pot of boiling water and got thoroughly scalded. After that, the three piglets lived always together in harmony.